안녕하세요. Dane Dunning here. Happy to do this interview. Happy to reach you guys, speak to y'all. Excited for the future. And thank you for following me. It was the end of 2022 going into the 2023 season. I just moved out here to Charlotte for my wife's work, and Tread was a great opportunity for me to be able to train and, excel my skill set and my level, working my way as a Major League Baseball player. So fortunately enough, they, accepted me and allowed me to come in-house, and so I've been here for the past 3 off seasons. A lot of it is my cardio and my strength training, because as the season go, I'm not going to be lifting as heavy as I would during season. So I try to really build myself up to a point where I can last the whole season and be strong and healthy. My cardio is, my endurance as I go through the season. With each pitch, being a starting pitcher, relief pitcher, I go longer innings. So building up my cardio, that way I can last a full season, be able to pitch hopefully 200 innings. So those are like my primary focuses. And then other than that is like, as I build during that off season, it turns into like from strength training and getting my body in the best shape into my pitching development, getting that all sequenced up. That way, when it comes to spring training, I'm ready to go. And then ultimately, when I get to season, I am full throttle ready with all my stuff at its best. I did, yes. It's been a lot of fun having them around here. They bring a lot of great energy. No, they're awesome watching them work. It's cool because one of my best friends, Sean Anderson, who played for Kia, got to experience what baseball was like in Korea, and then coming over here, and he's just kind of told me the differences of just like professional baseball versus the KBO. So like seeing them over here kind of doing like Major League Baseball type work, it's awesome. Just having that facility, watching them do their work, coming in, putting the effort every day, it's great. I wish nothing for the best. I hope a lot of them have amazing years. Pretty much all of them are on one team, so I'm rooting for Kia. He came up to me just asking some questions about what I do mentally as I pitch. So, we have a different type of arsenal of pitching, right? So he's, high velo, tall, big build, got a lot of vert to his fastball. I'm the complete opposite. I'm a sinker baller. I have to mix my pitches and stuff like that. But the whole process of our conversation was me just kind of telling him hey, learn who you are as a pitcher, and push the gas on that. Don't try to be someone you're not. As in like for me, I can't throw four seams. I'm not going to sit there and try to throw four seams, right? I'm going to push myself to get the best sinker, the best slider, and the shapes that match up to me and my body. And so for him, with him being that four seam with a curveball and a changeup, I was telling him, hey, you need to work more north to south, right? Fastball's at the top of the zone, curveball's below, working those angles and stretching that zone out as much as you can on the top and the bottom. Just like learning himself and being able to go and control what he could control and dominate from there. Yeah, so 2024 wasn't the best season for me. It's probably my worst season that I've had so far. I think mentally I had a lot of stuff going in the wrong direction. Coming off of 2023, we won the World Series. And that was my best season of my career, and kind of just going off that, I think I, kind of had that, sophomore slump type deal where I wasn't as efficient, I wasn't as good in quality as I should be. My mechanics got a little messed up, just trying to working on certain things and doing it improperly. And so this year, I've made some changes to kind of help me with that and get my delivery more sound, my location more sound. Because I'm not someone who's going to blow fastballs by people. I'm mainly a guy who's going to get quick early outs, a lot of ground balls. And so just getting back to who I am is the biggest part for me. Mentally, it's just during that season, it was a lot of negative thoughts that kind of went through my head. And so, after each season, I try to do my best to go back and watch a lot of my videos and then some in the past and try to see what I was doing good and what I was doing bad, and then, kind of move from there. 2024, I kind of got riddled with injuries with my shoulder, but I think majority of it was just mechanically, my hips were swaying way open, and just wasn't as efficient going down the mound, creating a lot of stress on my shoulder. And then from there, I think it was just trying to protect the shoulder. I created some bad habits. So this year, it's just kind of forgetting the past and starting new. And 2025 is going to be a brand new season for me to go and do my thing. And like the past is the past. Like I can't do anything about it, but I can control my future. So it's just going from there and working with what I got and hopefully getting a lot of outs. In this situation, it's not my contract isn't some, like amazing thing. I end up taking a pay cut. But fortunately enough, I'm still being a part of this beautiful franchise with the Rangers. I love their fan base. I love the front office, the organization itself, the teammates. So I'm very thankful that I'm still a part of this team. But the whole process, I'm going through arbitration, and our team salary was extremely high for this, like the past couple of years, and we're trying to cut a little bit down. And like I said, I love being a part of this team, and I was more than happy to go and take the pay cut so I can stay with them. I love the group of guys, my pitching coaches. I love them, training staff. So it was an easy decision for me to be able to stay and kind of bounce back from last year, hopefully into a new year, and just extremely thankful to still be a part of Major League Baseball and to be where I'm at. Ever since having my son, it's just been like, it's each year has been a blessing. And I look back at some of my younger days and kind of wish I was back then pushed a little bit harder than what I did now. And I think everybody has those same thought processes. But yeah, no, that's the ultimate goal. I hope these next 2 years are some of my best years, and I'm able to get, hopefully work myself to a nice little contract for, be able to support my family and put them where we, are in a very, very comfortable place. But, that's one pitch at a time. I got to go and get out a lot of outs and be useful for the team and helpful in whatever the way they need. So that off season was actually very unique. I had surgery on my right hip labrum at the end of 2022. So I had the surgery, and so my whole focus was getting back to being healthy, doing whatever it takes to go and be healthy, get off the mound, and be ready for the season. And fortunately, during my healing process, my rehab, it went very smooth, very quick. My hip came back strong, and I actually was ready by spring training, like playing in full games in spring training, and then end up breaking with the team. But during that season, it was just a lot of it was, we signed some bigger guys like Jacob deGrom. We ended up getting Max Scherzer, Jordan Montgomery in the trades and stuff like that. And for me, and I tell the front offices anytime, whatever role that you need me to do, I'm more than happy to do it. Whether that's coming out of the bullpen for an inning stint or the long guy out of the bullpen, if that's me starting, like whatever I can do to help the team win, I'm all for it. For a lot of that part, I kind of blacked out. Dream come true. So you're just kind of living in the moment of the situation. During that whole run, and I say this to people all the time, for just me personally, that year, even if we would have lost those last games in Seattle and didn't make playoffs, that was the most fun team I've ever been a part of. The group of guys, the way we interacted was a lot of fun. Just the interactions with the teammate, it just made that season go really smooth. So then when playoff hits, once we got going, it made those playoff runs even more special and even better because we all just came together as a group and we all battled and pulled from the rope from the same side. It was, the whole experience was just very surreal just because we played a lot of good teams, right? We started off in Tampa. Tampa had a really good team that year. Going into Baltimore won 107 games that year, and we just came out hot. And then we had that epic battle against Houston, who's a rival. That was extremely fun, that whole series, because it went from like, oh yeah, we got this, kind of like, uh-oh, we're on our heels, and then we fought back and ended up winning. And then that, the World Series was just the icing on the cake. A lot of us were just thankful that we're even in that situation. And then all I remember was being at the gate, and the next I'm in the huddle jumping up and down, and then we're popping champagne. Like it's all skips in memory. But my favorite memory of that entire run actually was hugging my wife and son after we won. When we got off the stage, I started crying. Like I said, it's a dream come true, and I actually have that photo up in my house. It just makes me so happy. My son was just born, and then we ended up winning the World Series that same year. Like, it couldn't have been a better year for me. He's been one of my idols growing up. You know, my mom being Korean, she always watched Korean baseball players, even any other sports, football, Heinz Ward. My mom loved him. I loved him. And so growing up, I used to always follow Korean baseball players, and Chu was always one of my favorites. He was always like, oh, it was so good to watch him. And so finally meeting him was really cool. But I wish I can have just more conversations with him. And I know, like, now that he's retiring, I'm pretty sure, like, his family still lives in Dallas. So hopefully he'll be around the stadium a little bit more, and hopefully I'll be able to have some interactions with him. You know, maybe one day go golfing or something. He's amazing. It's crazy how he works, because everything he does, there's a specific reason behind it. You know, you might not like it in a certain situation, but then when you go look back at the numbers, you go look back at everything, there's reasons for what he does. You know, being the competitor, if he pulls me out of the game, you know, I don't want to get pulled out of the game. So it's like, you know, I might go and talk to him, but he'll have that reason straight up, and he'll tell you straight up what the reasoning is. You know, that's where it hits you. Like, he's very frank with you. He's going to tell you straight up. And that's what's great about it, is that there's no cookie cutter. There's no nothing. He's straight to the point, down to business. But he also is very good at letting the kids play, and also having that side where, like, you know, you do get in a slump, like, he's going to joke about it and brings you out of it faster. Unfortunately, no, because there was COVID. So COVID, we had all those limitations where, you know, family couldn't be with us. Unless it was like immediate family that was living in Chicago. I got my first win in Pittsburgh, and it was very cool, but it was tough because of the fact that family couldn't be there. So for me, and like, I don't take that for granted at all. That was amazing, and I'm very thankful for the White Sox and, you know, giving my opportunity and doing that. But a lot of my stuff is like 2021 season when I got my first win there, and, you know, kind of actually pitching in front of fans for the first time. That's what I mainly consider my debut. In the moment, I was actually extremely excited, but also kind of nervous. I mean, going for an organization that I've been a part of to a brand new organization that I don't know many people at all. Like, it's learning new faces, but that's part of the business. I was very excited about it because of the fact of, you know, I went from the White Sox, who were in, at the time, was a win now situation. They were putting together a very competitive team, to the Rangers. At the time, we weren't competitive at all. I think we lost 100 games, like the first year I was there, then 90 something the next year. It was nice though, because of the fact I was able to go there and perform, and even if I failed, I was still able to, the opportunity to learn and grow and work my way into becoming who I need to be. It was very good on that aspect, and it was just really cool how we, you know, flipped that script of, you know, having that losing team to, boom, win the World Series. An absolute pleasure. Just immediately when he got to spring training, we were able to hit it off pretty easily. I actually invited him over to the house. My mom prepared dinner for him. That way he can have a home-cooked meal in the United States. Brought him over. We had deji bulgogi. We had, I mean, just a whole buffet of food. It was amazing. I'm usually one of the first people in the weight room, and he beat me there all the time. But it was really cool to see him kind of do that. And, you know, I wish he had, you know, a lot more success when he was with us. But it was really fun and just a pleasure working with him. 안녕하세요. He actually, it was funny, he actually just FaceTimed him, you know, in the morning right around like 9 o'clock. He was, one of his teammates was FaceTiming him. So I got to say hi to him and ask him how he was doing, his family and all that. So it was cool seeing him again and talking to him. I was sad. I was very sad. I knew why I couldn't, and I knew, you know, for me, kind of what was more important was being healthy for that next season. And then fortunately enough, obviously we won the World Series that year. But no, it was just, you know, it's something that I want to do, and hopefully in the future, you know, the Korean team will, you know, have me, and I'll be able to play for them. And, you know, that's definitely a goal of mine. I know it'll make my mom, my Oma, so happy. So that's something I definitely want to do. I was definitely sad knowing that I couldn't play in that. But, you know, just coming off that hip surgery, I had to make sure that I was right for the season. And hopefully in a couple years from now, when they do it again, I'll be ready to go without any holdbacks or feedback, and I'll be able to go and, you know, and be able to play. Yes. 같은 피. 같은 피. So yeah, so it's improper. We know it's not right, but it's got a lot of sentimental sentimental meaning behind it. So my brother went up to my mom at the time, him and his best friend. They went up individually. So my brother took the word same and had my mom write it in Korean, and then his best friend took blood, and wrote it in Korean. So we kind of just mashed it together. My 할아버지, who rest in peace, he passed away a couple years ago, but he used to make fun of us for it all the time because it's improper. It's supposed to be blood brothers, but it's something that, you know, my family had, like, at least for us, we have some sentimental meaning behind it. Just, you know, we're all the same blood, we're all one family, and you know, it's like it kind of plays off this one, which is through thick and thin. It's the same thing. It's, you know, it's that family that we're always there, we're always together. Don't matter, you know, where we're at any point in time. Don't matter, you know. It's got a lot of sentimental meaning. Oh, 1,000%. It's, you know, at this point in life, it's not our time to have, you know, the freedom. It's not our time to have that, you know, that it's not our time to sleep and have the freedom and be going on date nights and stuff like that. Like it's our time, our child's time for him to have a, you know, amazing childhood. So it's like, I try to do the best that I can to give, you know, to give my son the best experience, and, you know, hopefully, you know, he would come up to be a remarkable man one day. And, you know, hopefully 20 years from now, he watches this and he, you know, gives him that boost and energy and everything. But, you know, there's a lot of things that you take for granted beforehand that you don't realize until after you have a son. I mean, Mother's Day means significantly more to me now, just watching the birth of my son and what they go through, the whole 9 months of pregnancy, you know, you learn that understanding of Mother's Day, and you appreciate your moms a lot more. And you also appreciate your father for doing everything. Like, I appreciate my parents so much now, just taking me to all my baseball games growing up. You know, my mom getting me glasses every time when I needed some. All the stuff that I destroyed that they had to replace. Like, I mean, my son's bouncing off my walls right now, and it's like he spills a little bit of milk or whatever on the couch, and I'm just like I'm getting frustrated, but it's at the same time, like, he's being a kid. He's doing stuff for the first time. He's learning. So it's like, it's a different experience, and I mean, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. You know, the mindset is just, you know, give the best that I can. You know, give my all to the team in every situation. If that situation is, I have 80% that day, I'm gonna give 100% of that 80%. If I have 100%, I'm giving everything that I can for the team and trying to take it as long as I can, and hopefully give every win, you know, get a bunch of wins, a bunch of outs, and hopefully help stride and push our team in the right direction. I mean, that's the biggest things for me, you know, also staying healthy for the entire season, but, you know, just being a good teammate and, you know, really striving to help, you know, get the team win. That's gonna be my biggest goal. Thank you for watching my interview. Thank you for, you know, supporting me, following along with my story and my journey. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully in 2026, hopefully be playing for Team Korea. 감사합니다.